parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
In one of the most explosive legal showdowns Hollywood's ever seen, Justin Baldoni has just scored a major win against Blake Lively in court. It wasn't just a small victory either. This could have massive consequences for both their careers, but what exactly went down and how will it impact Blake's future? This isn't just about a lawsuit. This is the start of a battle that could redefine both of their lives. Buckle up because the real drama is just beginning, and trust me, it's about to get a lot messier. It all started with an intense 90-minute hearing, a courtroom session that may have looked like just another day in legal land. But trust me, it was anything but. From the moment the session began, Justin Baldoni's team came out swinging, and Blake Lively's lawyers, they were left reeling. You see, Blake had hit Justin with a jaw-dropping $250 million lawsuit accusing him of serious misconduct, a huge claim. But Justin didn't cower. He came back with an even bigger bombshell, a $400 million counterclaim accusing Blake of extortion and defamation. This wasn't just about money, this was about control, power, and who could twist the narrative in their favor. The case had been building for months, with heated exchanges between both sides, and now it was finally in court. This was the moment that could change everything. But that 90-minute hearing, it didn't go the way anyone expected. Blake's side was clearly unprepared for the force Justin's team was bringing, and as the session progressed, it became clear that Blake was facing a much bigger fight than she thought. The legal clash was about to escalate into something far more chaotic, and the opening shots had just been fired. When the courtroom doors opened, the tension was palpable. Justin's lawyer, Brian Fredman, wasted no time showing exactly what they were there for: to win and win big. Fredman walked in with a clear message for everyone in that courtroom. He wasn't here to negotiate or play nice. He was here to fight for Justin. He came out swinging with a relentless, aggressive approach, making it clear that Blake's team had underestimated what they were up against. And it wasn't just about the legal arguments. Fredman was playing a psychological game too, and Blake's legal team could feel it. They were visibly shaken by his intensity. This wasn't the first time Fredman had made his intentions clear. He had publicly vowed to sue Blake into oblivion, and it looked like he meant it. In fact, Blake's attorneys were so rattled by Fredman's approach that they tried to muzzle him. They requested a gag order, hoping to stop him from making any more public statements about the case. But once again, the judge wasn't having it. He quickly denied their request, pointing out that Blake's team had been just as vocal in the media. If Blake's lawyers were allowed to speak freely, it would be completely unfair to silence Fredman, who had just as much right to share his side. This was a huge win for Justin's side, and it set the tone for the rest of the proceedings. But the real shocker came when Blake's legal team realized that this battle wasn't just happening in the courtroom. It was being fought online too. Justin had launched a website dedicated entirely to the case, where he planned to upload evidence, video footage, legal documents, and messages supporting his claims. This wasn't just some passive move, it was a full-blown strategy to take control of the narrative in the court of public opinion. Blake's lawyers were furious when they discovered this, arguing that the website could unfairly influence the public's perception before the trial even began. But Fredman wasn't backing down. He turned the tables on Blake's team by reminding the court that Blake was the one who had originally taken her claims to the media. She had gone straight to the New York Times, publicly accusing Justin and giving him just 12 hours to respond before their damaging report hit the press. In essence, Blake had already made this a public battle, and Justin was simply using the same media tools to protect his reputation. The judge saw Fredman's point, siding with him once again, and allowing Justin to continue using the website to share evidence. This was a massive victory for Justin. It wasn't just about winning in court, he was also controlling the story that the public was hearing. Then came one of the most pivotal moments in the hearing: the issue of the deposition. Blake's legal team tried to pull a fast one, requesting that Blake be allowed to choose her own interrogator during her deposition. This was clearly an attempt to avoid facing Fredman directly, as they knew how relentless he could be. But the judge wasn't going for it. He shut down Blake's team immediately, ruling that Blake would have to answer questions from whoever the court assigned, not from a lawyer of her choosing. This was a major blow to Blake's team and a significant win for Justin. For those unfamiliar with legal proceedings, a deposition is sworn testimony. That means every word Blake says could be used against her in court. There's no room for carefully crafted PR statements or lawyer-approved deflections. It's just direct questioning under oath. Blake and her lawyers knew this was going to be a huge problem. If she's forced to face Fredman, he won't let her dodge anything. And as the judge's ruling sank in, it became clear Blake was losing control fast. By the time the hearing wrapped up, the results were undeniable. Every single motion Blake's side had filed was denied. Every argument they made was shot down. The judge ruled in Justin's favor at every turn, and Blake's legal team had nothing to show for their efforts. For Blake, this was a crushing blow. Her attorneys had hoped to regain control, but instead, they were left scrambling to find a way to stop the momentum Justin's team had built. The fact that every ruling was going against Blake was no small thing. It wasn't just about legal victories, it was about positioning. Justin's side had established dominance from the very beginning, and with every ruling in his favor, Blake's position grew weaker. Justin wasn't just fighting in the courtroom, he was setting the stage for the next phase of this battle, one where he could continue to control the narrative. And just when Blake's legal team thought things couldn't get any worse, the judge dropped a bombshell. The judge ruled that both lawsuits, the $250 million claim and Justin's $400 million counterclaim, would be merged into one single case. This means no more drawn-out legal tug-of-wars, no more hoping for a slow, painful process. Now everything is on the table, and the stakes have been raised to an entirely new level. The trial is officially scheduled for March 2026, unless both sides manage to reach a settlement before then. But considering the way things are going, it seems highly unlikely that Blake will be able to settle this without facing a huge public and financial loss. With both lawsuits now merged, it's one massive, explosive courtroom showdown that could either make or break Blake. As the case drags on, it's not just the legal outcome that's at stake, it's Blake's entire public image. Hollywood is watching closely, and the drama has already started to spill into the public sphere. While some fans remain loyal of his balls, others are beginning to question Blake's motives. Meanwhile, Justin is gaining traction, not just legally, but in the court of public opinion. He's controlling the narrative, gathering evidence, and presenting a case that's hard to deny. Blake's once flawless reputation is beginning to crack. Every court ruling that goes against her is another nail in the coffin, and Justin's strategy to keep the public informed is working in his favor. Blake has to ask herself, if she can't control the media, how much longer can she maintain her image? The longer this drags on, the more her reputation could be irreparably damaged. But the most devastating consequence for Blake isn't just the legal defeat, it's the financial ruin that's coming if she loses. A $400 million payout is more than just a financial setback. It's the kind of blow that could wipe out her entire career. Hollywood doesn't forgive that kind of damage easily, and while Ryan Reynolds is wealthy, even his fortune can't cover the consequences of a loss on this scale. If Blake loses, it could be a career ender. She might never be able to recover from the fallout. A defeat like this won't just hurt her bank account, it will ruin her standing in Hollywood. Brands won't want to work with her. Studios will hesitate to cast her. Directors won't trust her on set. This isn't just about losing a lawsuit, it's about losing everything. Justin, on the other hand, is playing this game brilliantly. He's winning the legal battles, gaining public support, and using every media tool at his disposal. By making his case public, by going after Blake's team so aggressively, and by staying one step ahead of the game, he's positioning himself not just as the underdog, but as the victor in this fight. The media is eating this up, and with every court ruling in his favor, Justin's star is rising while Blake's is slowly fading. The longer this case stretches out, the more control Justin gains, not just in court, but in public perception. Hollywood loves a winner, and right now, Justin is playing his cards perfectly. We're heading into a final showdown that will define both of their careers. Blake may have started this fight, but it's clear Justin is the one taking charge. If Blake doesn't find a way to regain control, she risks losing everything: her career, her reputation, and potentially even her financial stability. So what's next? The next major battle will take place in March 2026, and unless both sides can settle, this fight could go on for months. It's clear that Justin Baldoni isn't backing down, and with every victory in court, he's getting closer to the win of a lifetime. For Blake, The clock is ticking. Will she find a way to turn things around? Or is her career on the brink of collapse? The stakes are higher than ever, and this battle is far from over. With every twist and turn, the drama between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively is about to explode in ways we can't even imagine yet. Keep your eyes on this one because the fallout is going to be massive, and we'll be right here to break down every moment as it unfolds.